Hi there, my name's Ben. I lead the Kids Ignite ministry at Grace Church, and I'd like to briefly tell you how I've been sharing my faith with my friends and neighbours over this COVID time. It's certainly been difficult with lockdown and whatnot to share my faith, and I've been trying to get a little bit creative. So the first thing that I did was, because I was working from home, I tried to just chat to my neighbours a little bit more while we were all around, and just get to know them a little bit better. And then, like a couple of months into lockdown, Grace Church produced some flyers. So I printed those out and edited them and wrote a nice message in them, and put them through all the letterboxes in our cul-de-sac, and got no response. So no one said they wanted to try church or had questions or anything like that. So that was the first thing that I tried. The second thing that happened, this is a cool story. I was just found myself praying one morning that I would have a divine encounter so that I could share my faith. And nothing happened all day until I was getting off the bus after work, and this guy hailed me on the street, and it turned out that I had met him once, 3 years ago. So he literally came out of nowhere. We got chatting, and he actually invited me for coffee, and we sat and we chatted about faith and Jesus, and I invited him to try church. I texted him and sent him the link and all that kind of stuff, and he didn't come because he was busy or something like that. Also, like you, you've probably been doing a lot of video calls, and I was on a video call with one of my colleagues, and I also invited her to try church, and I texted the link and encouraged her to come, and then she didn't come because of something. So that's another thing that happened. We also recently moved house, which was fun over lockdown. Wouldn't recommend. So all the relationships that I built up with our old neighbours have been lost because we've moved house and there are new neighbours. We live next to a lovely Sudanese family who are great. You can probably hear their kids playing outside right now. But it just means starting again, and that's just another challenge to face up to. So I guess generally the thread that runs through all these stories is that they've all been quite unsuccessful, which I'm sure you can understand. If you've ever tried to share your faith, it's normally quite difficult, and you need encouragement. So I just want to share a couple of things that have encouraged me to process these disappointments and sadnesses as people haven't seemed to ask and want to come to church. So the first thing is that God calls us to be part of something bigger, and that part of a bigger plan, and that some of those things that we can't see in our evangelism, but He loves when we stay faithful to Him and share our faith. And who knows where those seeds might have been planted. Whether someone might have come to church who I flied, but I didn't know, I didn't ask, or my colleague who I still obviously see what's going on in her, and her walk in faith. And in terms of the guy that I bumped into, I don't know where he is right now, but that's just encouraging to me and should be to you, that God answers our prayers in such a cool way. So who knows what God's doing in their lives, but I know that He's doing something and that He's faithful, and He will use what we give to Him. And the second thing is that our identity does not change, whether we have successful evangelism or not. We are still loved and cherished by the Father. We are still adopted into sonship, and we get the joy of being like that and receiving His grace that will never change, and that we can never be separated from His love. So those are just some stories and two things that have encouraged me and hopefully can encourage you. I'll see you soon.